Why does every guy cheat on you? Trust me, I know. How come girls always call you their friend? I can tell you. We'll talk about your strengths and we'll talk about emotions. Secrets of Birthdays, now live for purchase. Check out yours at secretsofbirthdays.com. So garden. Namaste and welcome to Soul Horoscopes Orbits Edition. My name is Christopher Rayman Witecki and I'm your soul biographer, here to translate what's going on up in the outerverse down into figuring out your innerverse. And I'm so grateful to be back. Once again, I have been off the air. I'll explain in just a minute. First, a couple announcements. One, I'm doing a webcam workshop at the end of the month and the beginning of April called Jumpstart the Heart. This is in response to many of my clients who are telling me that they're having a hard time finding love, or they're having a hard time really feeling their heart, or they're having a difficult time figuring out what they should do or what they really want. This is a disconnection to your heart, my friend. Come Jumpstart the Heart for just $33.95. This is a class one-on-one with me, actually 1-on-8, and we're going to get in a 90-minute period some basic fundamentals to returning to your heart and restoring faith in your inner child. So check it out. Also, if you buy a 1-hour reading with me right now, you will get a free Secrets of Birthday video emailed to you before the reading. And I got to say, I'm loving the way this is working because people come to the reading now with questions and they're informed. This is a 20-minute video you get for free, which is based on your chart, and then you get the reading. So come on down to soulmart.me. That's where this is all sold. And by the way, soulmart.me is a nonprofit co-op. We're developing it into a nonprofit co-op. So when you are investing in Soulmart, you're investing in the ability for other practitioners to come out as well. We put all of our money back into promoting our kind, if you will. So that said, we're in a very difficult time. The sun is in Pisces. The universe is investing an incredible amount of psychic energy in the Pisces vibration. It really is that cliche of let go and let God. I myself found myself on my back in the hospital again. I want to say thank you to every person that sent well wishes and spirit and prayer. I did really feel it and I bounced back. And it just goes to show you we are all human, and that's really kind of what we're being forced to face right now is our humanity, our own compassion for ourselves. And we're also having to stand up for those new emotional boundaries we work so hard on. So without further ado, let's take the Ascension elevator and dive deep into you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. During a Mercury retrograde, the up button will go down and the down button will go up on the Ascension elevator. Please remain seated until I've turned off the no floating sign. And as always, thank you for flying with Christopher Witecki.
And here we are up at 32,000 feet. We have ascended to the bird's eye view of the new view. Now, I have to say happy birthday to the Pisces, or if you are a God service provider, you know you bought a Lightcast report card, because that's what we call you in the Lightcast report card. It's a God service provider. That's what Pisces are. Even Pisces rising going around acting like God service providers. And boy, is the universe investing in God University. And we have a ton of planets in your sign, and we're now in chapter 3 of Sun in Pisces, which means you're working on the largest part of your ego, your identity. Now, when it's your birthday, it is the ego building part of your life. Remember, there are 12 states of awareness, and your ego is the identity you put yourself out there. So this is your defenses, your personality, your action strength, how effective you are or not in the moment. But now, this week, we move to identity, where you have courage and what you do with your willpower. So this is really the mastery of ego, and Pisces are working on that. But there is a whole vocabulary of planets going on in Pisces, starting with Neptune, Mercury retrograde. Chiron is helping you heal your ego right now. Venus is helping you give and receive to the world, so you're kind of lucky when it comes to others. And Mars is giving you strength, a lot of extra booster shots. This week, you're going to go from step 20 to step 27, or step 9. That means you're going to go from feeling the passion of your identity to acting on the passion of your identity. But there's more. There's also Saturn, which is the story of you now starting to decide what you believe in and decide differently. Saturn has retrograded and is at step 11. That means you must maintain your own integrity when it comes to your beliefs. The universe might challenge you on your beliefs. The world might say, I don't agree with you. And Saturn is not there to help you feel strong. Saturn has retrograded. It's pulling back, which means after trailblazing for 6 months, it is now time for you to stand up for what you believe. Then lastly, Pluto is now moving from step 10 to step 11 this week. For you, that means stepping into a new social circle, perhaps a new arena of friends, perhaps joining a new organization. Maybe you don't know where you're going, you just know you're not going where you're from. So this is a big shift for Pisces, and in the world perspective, this is Pisces taking on a new God service role, one different from the one before, perhaps stepping away from the old Pisces tradition. This has not changed this part of you, what role you play in society, since the 1700s during the American Revolution. All right, so let's take a look at your 7-day mood forecast, which of course is in the beautiful outer space. So we have our timeline as always at the bottom, and as always it's Sunday to Sunday in a 7-day mood forecast. So let's start with Sunday. Sunny and cool for the Pisces on Sunday. That's because the moon will move into your sign. You'll start to feel it. The moon also crosses Neptune, so listen to what the birdies tell you, the little birdies. Also pay close attention to your dreams on that day or the couple days leading prior. The universe is definitely trying to speak to you with Neptune in your sign, and you want to keep open to unlimited possibilities. So you are feeling it. Now the sun is at step 20, which means we're moving into the master shui. We're moving from theory and into actual passion, and so Sunday things get a bit passionate. On Monday, it's Love Fest Day, and it's also Lightcast Day. It's a super spiritual holiday. The two are coming together, and on top of that, for a dash of brown sugar, Jupiter rules the day. So it's unlimited possibilities as we face our inner self. The moon is deep in Pisces, and it crosses a shift load of planets. Let's take a look actually at all those planets. As you can see, we have Neptune, we have Mercury retrograde, we have Chiron, we have Venus, we have the Sun, and we have Mars. It's a party in Pisces, just the way Pisces like it. And here on Love Fest Lightcast Day, the moon goes trailblazing across all these planets, strumming your personality ego like a harp. But the most important first is Venus. Venus is at step 7. That's giving and receiving what Venus is, which means Pisces are very, very lucrative to give and receive. You're in a very charismatic place right now, and the universe wants to give back. That's the love fest for you. But because it's at step 7, it means giving and receiving under the terms of your higher self. So you definitely want to be kind of spiritual on this day. Then when the moon crosses over the sun, it is, of course, Lightcast Day, or the Lightcast moment, where emotions, the moon, come to the sun, what you love. And so this is where you get extremely passionate, letting the emotional field fill with the fire of your sun, and you want to basically put your intentions out there. So who is this new Pisces? What is this charisma? What will your legacy be? Those are the questions to Lightcast. And the moon crosses Mars after that at the end of that, which comes down to be a very powerful time and an aggressive moment at the very end of Lightcast Day. So a huge Monday. We're all going to probably be exhausted. I know I will. Then, excuse me, wrong day. Then on Tuesday, cloudy with a chance of anxiety, unfortunately. And that's because the moon moves into the house of self-esteem and crosses Uranus. So it's also a Uranus ruled day, the day the moon crosses Uranus. I love when the universe kind of gangs up on us. This means that you might have to innovate the way you respond. For instance, you might have this great Lightcast day where you're going to go save the world and be this new superhero, and then the next day your power gets shut off. Okay? That's the universe saying, hey, you got to step up. You've got to innovate your emotional response. Your emotional response might be to go, oh, but you have to go, no. You know, that's the innovation of emotional response. Plus, we are starting a very powerful yod. Now, a yod is God giving us the finger, which means this is what we should do, which is pointing to Jupiter in Gemini. What does that mean? That means literally you've got to take care of your own emotions, and you've got to be decisive about how you want to feel. So Jupiter is saying, Pisces, Pisces risings, God service providers, be clear on how you must feel and step up. Those two planets are Saturn, which means you must own the new beliefs, and Pluto is the part of you that's trying to be new out there in society. So if you want to know how to be the new person in the world and how to not slip on your beliefs, take care of your emotions, says Jupiter. Then that red line going over to Chiron, that is fear. Fear between your emotions and fear between the new ego, which is trying to be healthy and heal. So you'll have to face those fears. How do you face the fears? By handling each of the situations separately. You focus on emotionally nurturing yourself with Jupiter, and you focus on healing your ego separately, and don't expect those two kids to get along until Jupiter progresses a little bit. That's how I believe you do it. Okie dokie. So that wraps up a heavy Tuesday. Wednesday, things lighten up. Sunny and productive for the Pisces and Pisces rising. The moon is off of Uranus. It's not asking for you to respond with self-esteem. And with Mercury retrograde, Mercury's now retrograde all the way back to step 6, which means when it comes to your ego, you are at this point really reconsidering the little things that throw you off balance, the little things that tip your scale, and getting rid of those little things out of your consciousness. So it's probably a very productive day, but maybe a productive day for yourself, your me-ridge, really. Then on Thursday, you are sunny and you are manifesting. Venus rules the day, so you are really ready to give and receive. This is where you might get your birthday presents, so to speak. This is the tippy toe of chapter 3 of your birthday period, and this is usually when the universe starts to give back. At the same time, the moon is in the house of manifestation, so you are manifesting, and by the end of the day, you start to get a little chatty, or you might get a little pensive as the moon shifts into Taurus by the end of the day. And then it's Friday. And on Friday, it's a little cloudy, it's a little pensive, I'm afraid. Now, Neptune does rule the day, and that means that you are going to basically be logged in with your own planet, so you will be very clear on who you are and what your missions are on Friday, but you probably won't want to deal with the world at all. At the same time, there'll be a point where the moon opposes Saturn in Scorpio. So your mind might get in a tug-of-war on Friday with your beliefs, or you might have to be strong for your beliefs. This is where I'm saying where Saturn is not giving you the strength, you must stand up and be strong on what you believe right now. And so your mind might get into a tug-of-war on Friday under those kind of circumstances. Then on Saturn Day, Saturn actually rules the day, and it's sunny and chatty for the Pisces. The moon is in Taurus, so your emotions and thoughts are working seamlessly together, and Saturn is giving you the sword of Saturn. You're feeling very strong. On a Saturn ruled day, it's not hard to defend what you believe in, and it's not hard to tell people no, or maybe even tell yourself no. What you want to do is decide and commit for who this new charismatic person is. Now, this is not a lifetime commitment. This is till your next birthday. But decide and commit where you feel like you're going to go. And since the moon is in Taurus, you should probably tell somebody about it. I think it'll make you feel better. Then on Sunday, it's sunny with a chance of anxiety again. That's just because the moon moves into Gemini and pulls emotions into self-nurturing. So this is the point where the yod was pointing, right? So today is a day of all days to listen to God, universe, be decisive about how you must feel, and make sure you do the things necessary to help yourself feel that way. Now, part of the anxiety is that Mars is ruling the day, and that means it's time to put your money where your mouth is at the same time. Even though you want to nest and rest, Mars says move forward with this new charisma, move forward with this new willpower, move forward. So you're being pushed to move forward, and so the anxiety tends to happen to my clients when Mars is saying go and they're not going. So when you don't go and you hold that energy in, you have a little bit of buildup of anxiety. The best thing to do is, if nothing else, go to the gym. Go put yourself out in some exercise. And the moon crossing Jupiter means you're going to learn something on Sunday about what your feelings really need. Something about yourself you're going to realize. All right, let's fly back home and wrap it up. Well, thanks for watching your horoscope. And in closing, I just want to remind you of a couple of points. On the one hand, listen to those little birdies. Listen to that instinct. Neptune is plowing through to open up our psychic awareness, and the ones who will do well are the ones who listen. Mercury is retrograde to the end of this horoscope, which means reconsider, rethink, be open to ideas you're not open to. If you normally listen, speak up. If you normally speak up, listen. And don't forget about that yod with Jupiter. You want to be decisive about the topic I talked about in your horoscope. Well, thank you so much for allowing me to be of soul service. Remember, I am live on Mondays at 12 noon Pacific with my guided hangouts, where I go into a deep topic and dive into what we're dealing with on a deeper level. And if you don't know, if you receive GA text and Gmail, I am now emailing much more deep transcripts in the emails, getting deeper on the texts, and forwarding videos that are of importance to you. So if you want to join and be watched over by the Guardian Agency, it's really only 1 penny for the first week. Just come on to gatext.me. All right, folks, I love you so much with full gratitude. Namaste. See you next week.